Washington, D.C. It was the most unsafe city anywhere in the country, our capital. And after 12 days, it became known as a safe city. And then after 2 more days, it's now one of the safest cities in the country.
That's President Trump right there on Friday boasting about his move to bring the National Guard troops and the lower amount of crime that was in Washington, D.C. Now those troops in the nation's capital are getting some reinforcements right here in Georgia. According to the National Guard spokesman, the 300 soldiers will replace service members who were deployed last month. They'll join more than 2,200 other guardsmen from 7 other states. Now, through a statement from the office of Georgia Governor Brian Kemp, he said, "We share a commitment to uphold public safety and are grateful to those brave guardsmen and women for their families that support them and for their dedication to service above self." Now, we're here with some more context of this is Lieutenant General William Caldwell IV. He is a retired president from Georgia Military College and closely worked with the Guard as a commander during Hurricane Katrina. Welcome back to the show.
Oh, glad to be here. Thank you.
All right. What's your reaction? What's your first reaction to this move, both as a former commander and now as a civilian?
Well, you know, as somebody who's for the last 12 years, when I was president of Georgia Military College, had the opportunity every day to work with the Georgia National Guard, I can tell you they're a great military outfit. They're going to do an incredible job. They're going to make us very proud here in Georgia by their performance up there. And so hearing that we're providing a small element of the support package that will be in the Washington, D.C. area for a short period of time, I think is probably very, very appropriate.
From your experience, how does the Guard troop balance supporting law enforcement without crossing the line?
Well, I can tell you that, you know, they're well trained for this mission. Again, we've got about 14,000 guardsmen and guardswomen here in the state of Georgia. Out of that, 300 will go up there probably for about a 30-day, 45-day period is my estimate. It probably is what they'll do, and then come back. But they'll really be in support of. They're not going to be the law enforcement. They'll be working in support of local law enforcement, federal law enforcement, park services, Metro Police. So they're just really providing additional support behind what is already there to ensure that they can continue to do their primary mission.
If you can you dig a little bit deeper into that? Like, what does a mission look like on a day-to-day basis for these troops?
Yeah, you know, again, from having been in, you know, in many domestic support missions in the United States while I was on active duty, and working very, very closely with the National Guard in those periods, they're going to predominantly be a presence patrol. They're going to be there providing additional visual presence so that when people are wondering, have the law enforcement efforts been beefed up, they'll look around, they'll see these National Guardsmen, women out there, and they'll recognize and realize that, yes, there is something else there. And then they're the ones who can immediately report to the local law enforcement and federal law enforcement and say, hey, we've spotted this or we've seen that. Why don't you react to it? So there are additional set of eyes and ears to really enhance and add to what's already present there.
Yeah, you were the commanding general for the 82nd Airborne Division, overseeing the disaster relief that happened during Hurricane Katrina. In your opinion, do you think the Guards are being used in the best possible way here?
I do. When you look at the amount that they're using and the time period that they'll use them for, I think it's a wonderful mission. You know, when I looked at last year, again, when I was still president of the college and Hurricane Helen came in and I looked around at what the Georgia National Guard did, you know, they had men and women on 6 different continents, I think it was at the time, and yet still had people in 40 different counties out there providing support needed here in the state. So I know our governor and our adjutant general look very closely at what's out there, what's available. They're very, very conscious of the impact it has on those men and women and their families and the businesses that they run or work for, so that it doesn't severely degrade them either. So I think this is very prudent, because if we here in Georgia ever need some additional outside assistance and support from other National Guard units, we have set a precedent saying we were willing to help at a time of need. Now we would ask that you come back and help us should there ever be that kind of situation. I pray there's not, but if there ever should be.
Yeah. If you were still in command, right, what would be your biggest concern about putting your troops in a mission like the one up in D.C.?
it'd be just like it was when I went into Katrina. As we told the paratroopers when we got ready to go into Katrina, you're there to help Americans. You're not there to be the law enforcement.
Yeah.
You're there to help Americans. And so, and I'm sure the Georgia National Guard is being told the exact same thing. You're there to work in support of the local law enforcement officials to provide public security, public safety for American citizens and visitors there in the Washington, D.C. area.
Yeah. Finally, I want you to tell all the families out there that may be watching, what's the key thing to understand about why their neighbors in uniform are being sent to Washington, D.C.?
Well, it's a reciprocal type thing that we start to set up. You know, when I went into Hurricane Katrina, I probably had 21 National Guard units working side by side with us from different states, 21 different states that were down there at a time of great need in the state of Louisiana. And so I would tell you that should there ever be that kind of catastrophe that would hit Georgia, I would want us to be able to turn to any other state in the United States and know that they too are going to be willing to help and assist our men and women here as we support the citizens of Georgia.
All right, Lieutenant General William Caldwell IV, thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate your insight today.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
All right.